Hi, I'm Lisa Chalenza, and thanks for joining us for our first ever Monday Night Social podcast. And I'm super excited to meet our next guest. Her name is Jamie Sara Lewis.
Yes, it is.
She's from Liverpool, and they call you on the internets, they call you a New York City-based voice actor with wonderful credits from Netflix and Disney, Nickelodeon, and Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, that
Girl!
Oh, thank you.
Grand Theft Auto. And we have never met before, but we have a lot of mutual friends, which is so
many mutual
weird.
friends, and we both worked in radio. I mean, you work in radio. I can't believe I haven't met you. And
I know.
And I have to say, guys, in person, she's stunning.
Oh, so are you. Stop it.
Thank you.
All right, so Grand Theft Auto. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so when I was living in New York, I think this was kind of like at the very beginning part of me starting to do video games. I mean, video games have seen quite a turn since that. Yeah,
Huge.
I mean, everything is very cinematic at the time or at this time right now, but everything was a little bit more kind of just doing, different calls and like, like, whoa, hey, and everything is very active. It's so cinematic right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grand Theft Auto was awesome when I got the call to do that.
Who's your character in Grand Theft Auto?
Oh gosh, well this is gonna be.
Is it too salty?
It's kind of a sexy character.
Oh.
It's Sapphire, and she runs the strip clubs.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it's so funny because I had to do a lot of very sultry different voices and say some things that are probably not PG, everybody.
That's okay.
But it was such a business. It's like, I had a panel of dudes on there directing me, and it was all business.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I don't play Grand Theft Auto. I do play Diablo, and it's always like, the sorceress said that you need to go to the Dark Tower and, good wishes for a successful quest, young traveler.
I love
stuff like that. But
I love that.
You got to do fun, naughty talk.
I did fun naughty talk, and then I also get to do like kids stuff too. So so I do a lot of video games, but I also do some animation, and then I just did the Sneetches, which was a Dr. Seuss special on Netflix.
Who are you in the Sneetches? Tell us.
So I am Sally Sneedley, and then I play like 3 other characters. So that's the cool part about and just being very versatile when you get out there and audition for animation and video games, because a lot of the time you'll book the main character, but they'll ask you to do things like, hey, can you do like an old lady voice or a kid voice? So and also, I guess, I started off I started off in radio, but, just kind of really digging into acting in the bones and doing on camera and theater work. And I don't think I ever thought that I would be doing all these different characters with my voice. It just kind of like, just transformed.
Now, when you were a young gal and you wanted to go into acting, did you want to be a movie star? Did you want to be in soap operas? What was your young person idea of what it would be like?
Oh my gosh, I love that you asked me that, because it's just, it's so funny. Yes, I thought I was going to be this big film star, doing like action stuff, because I love. I'm very active.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought, and I thought I was going to do a lot of indie films, which I did do. But I think it was Reese Witherspoon actually just came out and said something. It's like, we all have dreams, right? Mm-hmm. And she was like, don't follow your dreams. Follow your talents.
Yes.
And after leaving radio and I went to acting school, I just was like, I didn't think I would be doing voice work. Yeah. And I was auditioning for film and theater and TV and soaps.
Yeah.
I would go do, soaps, audition for soaps all the time, which was so funny. And I just started booking voiceovers, and I kept booking voiceovers. And you can do really well in voiceover work. So I kind of was like, all right, James, like, this is your calling. Yeah. This is what you're doing, and this is what you're booking. Like, you're very lucky to be doing this stuff. So, whatever, just because, you're not doing tons of film and TV. And I still do that stuff, but it's just not as much as I do voice.
Yeah. But, I feel like voice work is very, you can show up in your PJs.
Show up in your
kind of,
PJs, dude. Yeah.
And it's hard to be looked at.
Yeah.
As an actor, as a woman, female act,
Oh, Lisa, it is.
it's hard to be the
It is.
camera's looking right at you, and you are your own worst critic, right? I
Yeah.
am my own worst critic.
We
but,
are.
But there is something hard about being on camera in that way, and I feel like radio, my world, and
Yeah.
voice work and podcasts like this, it's so freeing because you can just be each other. We can just talk, and
Yeah.
I don't know, the pressure's off a little bit.
150 million trillion %. It's even when I started doing this work, they're a little bit nicer now
Yes.
about like the size that we have to be and what.
Yes.
I mean,
I wish
say
that I
with a
had
grain of
started.
salt.
Well, I wish I had started. Because back in the day, I might be. I think I'm a little bit older than you, but man,
You don't look it.
people were cruel
Yes.
and mean, and would flat out tell you if you were 20 pounds thinner,
Yes,
you would have gotten the job.
100%.
They would say that to your face.
I have casting directors wrote that on, like, when I left acting school, you get to audition for casting directors and agents and managers, and
Yeah.
I had people write things that I'm just like,
yeah.
wow, this would never fly right now.
Yeah,
I mean, not
never.
that there's not pressure, because
There's
there's
still a lot of
facelifts
pressure.
and stuff out
Yeah.
there. There's a few people doing them.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
it is true. Like, voiceover work, you could do so much. I mean, I could be a wizard or
Yeah.
whatever. I could be a mom. I could be a kid. I could
Yeah.
be a goblin. I could be
A tree.
A tree.
Anything.
Anything. I could be a slack-jawed giraffe. I could be
Yeah.
a baby. Like,
It's so fun.
some of the weird things that I've auditioned for. I mean, I remember I was telling my husband pretty recently, like, when I was in LA, I auditioned to be a baby, and you had to do baby noises. And like, I thought it was just awful. I was like, this is god awful. And I had like 4 continuing callbacks to be
Yeah.
this baby.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't book it.
Did you? You didn't book
Nah,
the baby?
I did not book the baby. There's a lot of things I didn't. You book.
Yeah.
I mean, like 90%
Oh,
of the
yeah.
stuff I audition for, I don't book.
Sure.
And I'm very humbled. That it's a very humbling experience, and I'm very grateful for any of the work that I do. But I will say, like, I work my ass off. I can say
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
I work my ass off, like auditioning just hours and
Yes.
hours and putting so much time and effort into it. But it's
Yeah.
a labor of love.
Yeah, I know. Once you love
know.
it, I get you.
Well, you
I
were
know.
we were just talking about that. You love it. Like, this is you.
love it.
You love
I
it.
know. I love doing it. I've done
Yeah.
a lot of books on tape. Not
Yeah.
like this. Oh, I love your body
Yeah.
of work is amazing. But
Yeah.
books on tape where I was a mom.
Yeah.
I've been a mom, and I've been like a magical evil unicorn queen or
Well,
something.
I like that for
Yeah.
you. I feel like you could be a lot more. I feel like you've got a lot in you that
Thank
we
you.
could
I
that
love
you
that.
could do. But I could see, and you know what? I think I just was. I'm doing these acting classes here in Central New York, and I'm working with a lot of kids, but I also work with adults as well. So I coach and people all over the world, actually globally, through this website called Skills Hub. But I was just talking about, like, I never thought like doing mom stuff. I mean, I had my first kid at 40, so I wasn't a mom for a very long time,
Yeah.
but like, for some reason I book mom all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. guess
Tell
I'll
me
just be a
about your
mom.
class. People need,
Yeah.
so many people have talent, and it's right under the surface. You just need to like shape it a little.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's right there.
It's right there. And
Tell me about the class.
yeah, so I grew up here, and I always had acting in my bones. And even when I say that, though, like, I knew I had it in me, but I just didn't know where to begin. And I
Yes.
auditioned for different colleges that I got rejected from. I auditioned for shows I got rejected from. But for some reason, I knew it was in me. And I just needed the training. I needed the
Yeah.
training. I needed a mentor. And I actually just wrapped up my first. So I've been coaching people for many years in New York and Los Angeles. And then I connected with this global platform called Skills Hub. And so I teach people globally, Australia, Canada, everywhere. And then I got contacted to teach a class of kids, of like 20 kids, for a homeschooling community. And I had so much fun doing it. I was like, I need to continue this, because it really is beautiful seeing these kids come out of their shell. So I just wrapped up my first 8 weeks with a winter session, CNY. I call it CNY acting classes for the youth. And it was a mix of kids of different ages. And you've got these kids that are so shy and they're sitting there watching, listening, and then they get up and they kill it.
Yeah.
And they kill it. Or you've got the kids that are just like they want to get up, they volunteer to do it, but they don't know where to begin, and they know it's in them. And it's like, this is all a process. This is all just, we're here to play. There's no pressure. You can play in my class, you can play the lead every single time, and because when you get out in the real world, like there's a lot of times you don't get to play the lead, right?
Yeah.
But I just want to help them find, like our differences are our assets, right?
Yeah.
So I just want them to find what they've got that's cool and quirky. I just had this kid who's, he's very dry. He might be 11. He's really dry, and one of the funniest kids you would ever imagine. And he probably has no idea how funny he is. And I was like, wow, that kid's a character. I could see him in Stranger Things. Like, it's just getting up there and getting used to being in front of people where it's like you shed that embarrassment. Like you could go in, you could walk into a room and talk to anybody. I know that because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, but it takes a long time to get there.
It does.
It takes so long,
It really does. And that's what I want these kids to understand. Like, this is a process. You don't work with me for 8 weeks and then just become amazing.
Yeah.
You work with me continuously, and I help them just find their cool characters that they can use as their asset when they go out and audition, or just how to prepare a monologue for a school play.
Yeah. Or to help to find your voice. So that you're not afraid when they call on you in class.
Yeah.
I mean, even something so small.
Yes.
Sometimes we're even afraid to just raise your hand in class.
And you know what? For somebody like you and me who really, we have no fear of doing that, it seems so foreign, but it's not. That's actually more common, right? That people are a little bit more afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Or introverted or public speaking terrifies them.
Yes.
And so even if these, and I'm just talking about my youth classes, but I would love to get an adult class going.
Sure.
And I've got some interest, but if I have enough interest, I will do some adult classes. But even these things that I'm teaching in class, like you said, like just getting the confidence of knowing like what you say is valid. Like your voice is valid.
Yeah.
So get, and
It's okay to ask a question.
Yeah.
Your voice is valid. And some people, some people are just terrified, or, they might be overcoming something and you don't know that.
Yeah.
They could be overcoming some trauma where somebody told them to shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You never know what somebody's walking with. I always say that.
But, so Jamie, tell me, Skills Hub, where do we find you?
Yeah. So acting.skillshub.life. Is the platform that I teach voiceover on, but personal one-on-one and classes, you can go to jamiesaralewis.com.
Okay.
/classes, but you could just even Google me and you'll find me. You can email me, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys for sure.
Jamie, Sara, no H.
No H, because H's are right? You remember that?
Jamie, Sara, Lewis.
Yeah.
My new best friend
Yeah.
in Syracuse.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, Jamie, Sara Lewis. JamieSaraLewis.com/acting
/classes. Yeah, that's for the classes, but you can just go to jamiesaralewis.com and find me.
JamieSaraLewis.com. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
What a pleasure.
Yeah.